To mind. But Micromem technologies are using magnetic sensors to significantly impact industries across the world. With us today is Dan Amadori of Micromem to discuss the company. Dan, welcome back.
It's great to be back. Thank you, George.
You're on our show, but for all the new viewers at home, give us a couple of examples of how your technology may impact their lives, either today or at some point in the future.
Well, let me start by saying this. The company's 10 years old, but it's for 5 years now, the past 5 years that we've been developing this magnetic sensor technology. It's proprietary, and the applications are widespread across many different industries. So whether it's the oil and gas sector, whether it's the automotive sector, just industrial applications in general, biomedical, we've been active in all of those fields, and we're developing these technologies, as we say, to meet the unmet needs of very demanding customers for high-end applications, in a nutshell.
And in layman's terms, what I'm getting out of that is sensors are and are going to continue to be very important in so many things, and that's where you're really going to make an impact.
The market for sensors is exploding. You can program sensors to detect just about anything.
Right.
And when you think of it, sensors are really the engine that communicates information for processing. So whether it's, again, biomedical, or whether it's your computer, or whether it's your car, the applications of sensors are generic across the board, and they're driving information. The more powerful the sensor, the more developed it is, the better information communicated on a timely basis in real time. So it allows for better performance overall, whether it's, again, a medical device or an automotive application, etc.
And in a world moving towards smart systems, everything, smart homes, smart cars, smart hospitals, sensors, you're on the cutting edge right now. What's new at Micromem? Since you were on the show in February and you had a lot going on for you back then, what have you been able to accomplish since then?
Well, when we talked in February, one of the things we talked about was the difficulty of raising money in the small cap markets, such as where Micromem plays. We've been successful again this year in raising about $3 million. That's on top of about $20 million for the last 3-4 years. We have significantly, George, added to our intellectual property portfolio by virtue of the work that we've been doing. We've filed provisional patents, we've added claims, etc. But most significantly, since we talked last, that first customer. We've been talking about bringing this to market and getting customers. And in a number of verticals now, we are working with companies to bring products to market. Great progress made in that space in the last 6-7 months.
And commercialization really is everything at the end of the day.
It's the be-all, end-all, isn't it?
You can have the greatest technology and all the greatest ideas, but you've got to commercialize.
Absolutely.
So on that note, where would you be in your development stage right now?
Where are we now?
Right now?
Where are we at? I'd suggest we're beyond development stage. The process, when you think of it, is you respond to a proposal, you develop a prototype, you do an engineering prototype thereafter, you do limited run production orders, and then you commercialize the product. And you've got to meet all of these steps, and we've been going through that process with a number of companies. In particular, as we've announced in several press releases, an industrial manufacturer. We're at the stage now that they've accepted our product, and we're looking to build commercial units. We expect that to materialize in the immediate term. In the automotive, we have an oil pan sensor that is proprietary. Every component is proprietary. We've been working with a large international automotive company, and we're at the stage now that we're working with them and their tier 1 manufacturers to bring this product to a commercial look. So that's very exciting, and that's developed in the last 6 months.
And if I interrupt you there, a lot of people at home are probably wondering, well, why can't you tell the names of these companies? And what they may not realize is that a lot of times, until you get to that full-blown delivery, a lot of the big companies don't want their names to be disclosed.
Well, absolutely not. And we have to respect that process and the proprietary nature of the discussions we're having, the confidential nature, the competition-sensitive nature. So that's you're spot on. That's always the
and I want to make sure
issue.
People home knew that, so I don't think you weren't just giving them the names.
No. The third one, though, if I may, because we're excited about the oil and gas sector. And we have developed a magnetic tracer that, in short, what it allows one to do when using this tracer and the nanoparticles that go with it, it's high chemistry, high science.
Sounds like it.
But it allows the user to take a look at that oil well and in real time, with great diagnostics and accuracy, talk about the remaining life of that well, talk about the pressures, talk about the degradation of that well. In other words, in the past, if you looked at a well, an oil field, and said it's 2 miles long by 3 miles wide and 4 miles deep, you do an arithmetic algorithm and say the likely capacity, the likely remaining life. This gives you real-time diagnostics on site with that type of information. That's one of our applications.
And to speak freely, that's money.
I'd suggest that it is.
You can deliver that. That's money. Thanks, Dan.
Pleasure.